Ladies and gentlemen, probably one of the most controversial content creators right about now, ChudTheBuilder has been banned indefinitely on Kick. If you don't recognize this face, this is a man who essentially walks around public places. He pretty much, bothers people, right? We're talking Jack Doherty levels of harassing random people, usually people of color, to the point where he can then call them the N-word, and then when they get up in his face or they try to escalate the situation, he, threatens to mace them. He threatens to pull his firearm out, right? This is who ChudTheBuilder is, and he's been making this type of content for about a year now, and he goes viral every once in a while for some of these things. Recently, he's been on my feed a lot, pretty much going after people. And one thing I know for certain is that ChudTheBuilder is probably chimping out right about now, which is something that he loves to say, of course, when he's talking to people, trying to be racist, trying to start drama for content.
Look at him, he's chimping out. You might want to get your boy. He's dumbass. Dumbass. Back up.
Shut the
back up.
Stop saying
or what?
Why are you saying for?
You might want to back up, you're gonna get sprayed.
Why are you saying?
Because I can say it's America.
But why?
Because it's America.
But why?
Because I can say what I want. Or what? Back up. Back up.
Okay.
Now, Chud on his Twitter posted this context saying, "Here's the clip I was sent by Kick support for the reason I was banned. They can't stand to see a white man in motion." And it's a clip of him arguing with a bunch of black dudes on the street or like on a park, sitting on the bench. And apparently what happened was they were just like annoyed that he was filming them. And he starts, of course, pulling his classic, like, "Oh, they're chimping out. They're chimping. Oh, I'm about to mace you if you get too close to me," right?
The constitutional right to record.
I
don't need to ask you if I can exercise my freedom.
You're not gonna tell us you can't record anybody.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. Y'all gotta learn the law.
No, well,
Y'all gotta learn the law.
If somebody
Don't walk up on me. Stay right there.
What's gonna happen?
It's a public
What's
park.
gonna
You can
happen?
walk anywhere in
Keep coming up.
You gonna
You
punch
can
me?
walk anywhere in public.
I'm gonna mace your ass real quick.
Mace? Oh, is that all? So you're one of those guys?
I'll
You
spray the
mace
shit
me?
out you, yeah.
I would rather you punch me in
Just
my face.
learn how to act, bro.
Learn how to act. Learn how to ask.
Chill.
Learn how to ask.
Why you acting like a now?
Acting like a what?
You heard me. Sit down.
Oh, sit down. If I stand up, what's the penalty?
Come on. Look at him.
If I stand up, what's the penalty?
Y'all need to learn how to act.
Don't make a move, man.
Y'all need to learn how. We can record all we want around here.
Record it, brother, man.
Come on. Come chimp over here. Come chimp over here.
And then Chud says, "Appeal already denied," and this is what Kick told him. "We're writing to inform you that your account has been suspended due to a violation of our terms of service and community guidelines. Reason for suspension: public harassment. After a thorough review, we identified specific actions that breached our policies. As part of our commitment to transparency, we have included evidence such as video recordings detailing the reasons behind this decision. If you believe this suspension was a mistake or have any questions about the decision, you may contact us at appeals@kick to appeal or seek further clarification. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. Kind regards." And they included a recording of that part right there. Now, as of recording this, he ended up getting an update saying that his Kick suspension will be lifted in 3 days. And that time I will get Rumble set up and running. F Kick. So, like, bro, you only got banned for 3 days for literally having the entire content strategy of just being racist to random people in public. Like, that's kind of a good thing. 3 days is nothing. That's literally less time than we've seen people like freaking Amaranth get banned, and she just like her nipple might fall out on accident, a real big oopsie. But meanwhile, this guy's literally harassing people as his entire content, and he's only been banned once for 3 days, which is like kind of crazy. I am a man who enjoys free speech. I am a man who thinks that if someone, wants to make like jokes involving race and whatnot, if it's very obvious that they're in a clear comedy setting or parody setting, I'm not going to be offended by jokes, by humor, right? Some banter between people, right? Like if you have friends who may be a different race than you guys can banter with one another about race and whatnot. Where I think a problem is when you go into public places to harass people. And then when you start harassing them, you start calling them racial slurs. And then when you start calling them racial slurs, you get angry and you try to describe it as free speech, right? We all know that free speech is one thing, and there's people that go around saying like things are hate speech and whatnot, right? I don't really care about all that stuff. I think that people should be able to say what they want, but I do think that people should also be able to be like, hey, you shouldn't go into these platforms and do this kind of stuff and expect to get content, right? And I also think this guy's playing a very dangerous game because he might run into the wrong person one day. And I don't want to see a man lose his life because he wanted to call some psychopath the N-word and they end up ending his life, right? This can happen. It might happen. And if it does, you know, we can already see there's going to be people online probably trying to say this guy's like the next Charlie Kirk or something crazy like that. When in reality, this situation could all be avoided if he didn't go into public settings with the people that he despises so much that he wants to essentially farm them for content by being racist, right? Now, it's kind of funny because this guy, Tom Hennessy, says stream live on X instead. And Chud says, I'm not monetized here. No point in risking my life with live streaming if no place will monetize me. Time to get political and run for office. I have an idea. How about just make content, like make good content, produce something of value instead of relying on trying to start race wars with people, trying to go to places that you know there will be black people to then try to be racist to black people so that you can farm clips and get content and get hate watchers, right? This is like a different breed of lolcow. Like, we're not talking, you know, people who do cringy things. I mean, this is kind of cringy, right? You guys can like it. You guys might be like, oh, he's just silly. He's just defending himself and like he's viewing racial slurs as like the free speech and whatnot. Like, we all know what he's doing. He wants these reactions and he knows that he's protected by his firearms, by his mace in public places. So he's going to insult these people and like throw slurs around at them because he realizes like there's cameras all around him and he's grown a platform doing this type of stuff. To me, this is literally no different than people like Jack Doherty, these cringy little losers who bait people for content because they can't do anything else. They're not interesting people. They're not creative characters. This guy's entire content for the last year has been being racist to black people so that he can farm them for money. Now, I think the most insane thing about this guy is he made a give, send, go because he claims he was wrongfully fired from his job, when this is literally his content now, right? He claims that I was fired from my previous contracting job after BLM activists targeted me over words I shared online, jokes and opinions they twisted to end my career. With no other way to support my family and my precious 2-year-old son, I poured everything into this small business, working tirelessly to provide for my family and build a future. So like, this dude literally got fired for whatever. I don't know the context of that, saying some racist jokes or something that ended up getting him canceled, right? I don't think anyone should be canceled for jokes and whatnot. I've already kind of elaborated that. But the fact that this guy still has this page up, he's made $48,000, raised $48,000 literally from people who just support him being racist to black people. Right? We're all sick of them, bro. Peace. $50. This guy gave him $50 because he's racist on Kick. Chud might be a racist person, right? That's what it is. It might be racist to go to places to pick fights with black people so that you can be racist to them and claim it's content and claim you're defending yourself, right? If you truly wanted to like speak up and like be this big Chud cool character protecting people and like using free speech, go harass white people. I'm not saying you should. Obviously, I disavow harassing anyone, but it's insanely weird, insanely interesting that the only people this guy harasses for content are black people. A racist grift where he's literally harassing people for money so that he can grow as a creator. It's just really weird and it's really stupid in my opinion. Now, I want to know what you guys think down below, of course. You guys are more than welcome to have your own opinion on this. Like, have an opinion on like what you think this guy's Kick is about. I think it's just cringy. I think the dude is literally just like a cornball who has made being racist to random people his entire internet career. And it's really stupid. He should make content that people actually want to enjoy. The end. Bye.